Hello everyone, TeePublic here, and welcome back to another figure review. And today's figure review, we will be reviewing Eren Jaeger from Attack on Titans, another figure by Total Anime, distributed by Jawswares. And from the look of the packaging, we have 3 faces, 2 sets of alternative hands, and of course I forgot what they call this equipment when they take out the Titans. It escapes my mind on what that's called. This side is the back view. Other side. Without further ado, let's open them up and see what it looks like. Here he is out of the box. This interesting green background, and probably not going to use. Alright, here's where we can get into the nitty gritty of the details. Looks pretty nice. Of course, I am noticing something with Total Anime is that when they do anime figures in the eyes are slightly derped. Slightly derped, to be honest, but not too bad when it's far away. Only when you get up close, it kind of looks weird. I also noticed that each figure from Total Anime comes with a plastic clear stand, which is good for standing up your figures. I wish more toy companies actually did that. Doesn't hurt to add a stand in. Here we got the back printing. The sculpts. Very good. Decent paintwork. Let's get him out of the plastic. Alright, Eren Jaeger is finally out of the packaging, and looking at him, one thing is starting to worry me, and it's going to be a part of his armor right here. His uniform looks like that this could hinder articulation, but let's see. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's not gonna. It's like a slight hindrance on this side. It's like a slight hindrance, but really not too much where he can actually spread his legs. I thought that was definitely gonna hinder it, where his legs were just gonna be in a permanent straight position, couldn't spread on like this far. But this is a way better result than expected. Okay, well done. I do think the hair on his head could be a little bit darker. Appears just a little bit more paler, brownish black than what it should look like in the anime. Just like a darker brown. But not bad. This jacket, he might be able to take this jacket off. I'm not going to attempt it on video, but it feels like it's soft enough, and these obviously come out. This definitely feels like that the jacket should come off. You know, I'll try to do it for the video. Okay, that jacket is removable. You can take it off at the cost of leaving a hole in the back. Right there, at the cost of leaving a hole in the back, which stays on his back up here. But actually, you can take this piece off, and if you have some type of stand where you want him in a flying position, hold him up, there is a peg hole in the back where you could do that. If you have a stand, have him in a flying action pose. So yeah, that's unique, that's pretty good. But yes, you are getting a piece of clothing that is removable. I'll just set this here for now. Overall paintwork is pretty decent. I like the sculpt of his uniform, his shirt right here, and the creases. And that's shown throughout the jacket parts. All around very nice. The jacket texture has this kind of dingy look, which I think is fine, especially for what Attack on Titan is all about. Getting down and dirty. So yeah, overall, the paint is decently applied. There isn't too much runoff anywhere. I want to nitpick about here, a little bit of this paint over here, but that is a tiny nitpick. So everything overall aesthetic is pretty decent. I say the most that needs work is going to be his face. I think the head sculpt is maybe a little bit too squished. Like you see when I'm squishing my fingers to his face. It looks like his face is being squished. He's like in that permanent squish face. It doesn't really flesh out. But his face looks more natural when I'm squeezing it. All in all, decent work with the teeth. Eye detail. Even the belt. Very good. Alright, let's get on to some articulation. Let's move him around real quick. And he is, actually I've been moving around a little bit already, and he is not stiff whatsoever. You are bending his arms all the way scrunched up. Very nice. He's got a joint at the waist, joint at the torso, stomach region, abdomen crunch, about this much forward. He's going about far back, like that. He can waver, pivot side to side. Rotation at the wrist. Bending up and down. There is no neck joint, it feels like, down here, but right here at his head, you can look up. About that much. Of course, with this ab crunch here, definitely helps a lot better. But he'll be looking up a little bit, looking down a little as well. Slight tilt of the head, side to side. Full rotation. Full rotation of arms. Standard, all standard stuff. It does look like he's got a little bit of some butterfly joint action at the shoulders right here. Yep. And all these joints feel smooth. They are not too stiff. They are not loose either. They all feel like they stay pretty well. Not loose at all, but not too stiff where it feels impossible to move. And that's always great. Always happy to see that. Alright, like here comes the one thing that usually takes this down. Do the legs articulate fine. You already seen them go out to the side. Split style. Can we move them back easily? We can. Moving forward. Kicking out this much. Very nice. There's a joint in there. It's not being moved at the moment, but there is a thigh swivel in there. It's kind of like Dragon Star's style of a thigh swivel. It's there. And let's see, let's bend those knees. Let's see, this is usually like the worst part of figures that are on the more affordable side. This figure was $17 as a plus for the price. That also comes with a cost of stiff joints for articulation, but that was very easy. Looks like a double jointed knee. With this boot, I can't get him to kick his butt, but it does bend better than 90 degrees. And that is fine by me. Plus, these joints are smooth. I didn't have to prep this figure. I didn't have to use any WD-40. No type of grease material to get in between the joints and loosen it. It was smooth as butter right out of the box. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Very good leg articulation. Nice and buttery smooth. Does it have a dumbbell? Yeah, it does have a drop down. Yeah, these legs drop down. They pull up, drop down. That's good for angled crouching poses. That's good. Alright. Very good. At the ankles. Let's see. Ankles. We're going to move forward. Pretty good. pretty well. There are no toe joints, but we do have ankles moving forward. Very, very good. A whole lot of back. We have a simple rotation in there. Little peg that rotates the foot on both sides. Very decently made. Nothing is stiff, nothing is loose. And I don't have to worry about sitting him down and standing. So far, this is a really great figure for $17. The biggest thing I can say that can be improved is the facial expression. The face sculpt, the hair color, mostly just the head. The head needs work. Everything else, the body is completely fine. I say I don't have a problem standing you up and you're trying to give me issues. Eren, why? Okay. I'm gonna put his jacket back on. I can get a close up on the details here. Right? And like I said, that back piece is on his back right now. You can remove that and put a peg if you want. But the detail on his jacket is very nice. And I love the sculpted creases inside there. We do get a seam line here. Well, they put it together. There's a seam line. Focus. There's a seam line going across. But if that bothers you, that's okay, but it doesn't really bother me. I think it just adds to the jacket, really. And these flaps here are kind of sculpted on there. They don't move up. They're just there. And the little detail of the symbols right here, on his chest right here. Getting that little detail is pretty hard, but also really nice that they bothered to do that. They didn't have to do that. They could have left this out. They could have left it out entirely, or maybe put like a dot there, but they tried to sculpt the feathers of that symbol of the Scout Regiment, and that's really cool. They didn't have to go the extra mile, but they did. I appreciate that. And both of those same symbols on each side of the shoulders. If I could focus. Yep, on each side. Really well done detail. Because I have nothing really bad to say about the paint apps, I'm just going to also pick out a little nitpick right here. You see the green part of that shirt? That should be brown where that strap of the belt is. Out like right there. Yeah, that should be brown. And it's not the shirt color. But again, that's a very tiny nitpick. That doesn't bother me at all. I just had to find something wrong with this to balance this out. But so far, this is a really good figure. Head definitely could be better. Head sculpt could definitely be better, but this body is great. It's your teeth gritting face. Got your frowning face, which again, this definitely really shows in the facial expression how this could be better. That eye, his left eye is drifting off to the side. And from the side, it doesn't look bad, but as soon as you put him face front, you can clearly tell there's a lazy eye going on this side. Like the one drawback I can find from this figure. It doesn't look too bad here at an angle. As soon as you put it straight, it's like, eye is a little bit off. He's a little bit dirt. Lastly, here's the yelling face, which actually looks more focused than the last two faces. Okay, you're looking kind of down like that. It's kind of weird. But that definitely looks better up. Looking down looks weird, but looking up is better. This face is definitely more focused than the last two. So the yelling face is probably the best face. The other two are alright, but they definitely need work. Which is weird. They got this one pretty much right, but the other two they kind of messed up on. It's weird. Kill all Titans! Human!
did everything the full way I want to, so in the future I'm gonna go back to the mess, control everything, and try to figure out which is the best outcome, and destroy all Titans. Ah!
Speaking of Attack on Titans, how do you all feel about the ending for those who actually watched the anime? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was interesting? I personally like the ending, and I accept for what it is, and if the anime series ever comes back for Attack on Titans or a spin-off, I'm all for it. I mean, that Titan tree is pretty suspicious. You know? How it survived all those years in the future. All together. Ended on the tree. Survived nuclear bombings and explosions. Let's move on to that Titan gear. Thrusters and reload units are connected to the blades by thin black earphone jack like wires. The blades themselves are just a solid silver. Actually looks very nice. Has that shimmering gleam, like it's metallic. Like it's not quite metal. It's obviously not metal, it's plastic, but it gives it a nice metallic look. Especially when I play with them in the light. They look nice, they're straight. They're not too sharp. I mean, if you ram this in your hand fast enough, you might get hurt on it, but it's not too bad. Just gotta get the nape of the neck, right? That's all. Actually, just looking at this closely. It's a gun sword. That's a gun holster. And that's a blade. These are gun swords. Wow. Anyways, connecting to these wires, you have the harness that goes around his body. I believe this kind of just sticks on his back, and I just put this around him. Simple enough. Pretty decent detail on this gear. I gotta say, the paint works pretty good. The sculpt is really good too. For $17, you're getting some really realistic anime-like looking gear. Here's thrusters to reload and launch off. I mean, at this point, what more do you want? I mean, even if this wasn't painted with this much detail, I would still say I like it. What more could you want from this figure? I mean, really, besides a better head sculpt, what more? What more could you want? Even these pegs, they got a little ball joint inside them. I can wiggle them around. It doesn't really matter, but it's just that put him on his legs easier, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Like, what can I really say bad about this? I mean, they got it wired. They didn't even need to do this. They could have had this in a fixed position. They didn't even need to have it this long. They didn't need to do any of this. But they did. This is cool. Come on. I'm ready to give it a score, man. Okay, so the armor is supposed to look like this. Well, now I keep saying armor, gear. It's not armor. The gear is supposed to look like this on his body, so I'm going to try to match that as best as possible. There's some obvious peg joints, so I will cut the video. And there he is, Eren Jaeger in all his glory. Now, I could have just made it easy on myself and stand him on the plastic stand, but I was determined. I was determined to just stand him up on his own, because I wanted to see how well he balances. And I am displaying how this figure balances pretty well. With the blades and gear on his shoulders and in his hands, he can stand and pose without even using this plastic stand. So if I wanted to make it easy, I could use this, but I am proving a point. This figure has balance and good articulation. I had to push in the pegs a little bit in the legs to get them staying there, but it's a new figure, so that was bound to happen, but I got them in there, and they stay fine. They're not falling off or anything. Overall, pretty good. And to sum this up, see, we have a few hands here. We have one open hand gesture. We got one fist. Two obvious sword grabbing hands. Okay. Oh, here's the other fist. I was wondering why there was one. Okay, so there's two fists. Two fists. Two open palm hands. Two sword holding, wielding hands. Two extra faces. Neutral. Teeth gritting. And obviously yelling. Let me angle his head up. There we go. And that is Eren Jaeger, Attack on Titan figure by Total Anime, Jaws Wares. Through the looks, the articulation, the detail, accessories, and the price being at $17. I'm going to give this figure a solid 9 out of 10. Would recommend. What can I say? It's a pretty decent figure, great articulation. You get 3 faceplates. Swords are absolutely amazing. The gear is absolutely amazing. 2 hand accessories. It's a great figure, and for $17, other than the price of a Figma version of this, which is probably $90 to $100 now. Yeah, I say 17 is a pretty big cut and pretty big difference in value, but you're still getting a lot of valuable qualities with this figure right here. And after thinking about it, the open palm hands, I was thinking maybe these are the hands where he bites on his hands, he bites on one of his hands, and he turns into the Rogue Titan. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't really have any Attack on Titan characters to compare this with, but I do have some other Total Anime figures. Okay, so here we got Midoriya. And little old Anya. Which is standing fine, okay. As you see, very tiny, medium size, much taller. Okay, this is pretty accurate. Of course, I decided to bring some randoms in. So yeah, Black Frieza. Deal with it. Big old Venom. Why do you look like you want to fall backwards? Doesn't fit on screen. It's a little bit better. See, we got the Beast. Surprisingly, Eren is taller than the Beast. We got Mr. Luffy. I want to say that the height between Luffy, Midoriya, and Eren is actually pretty accurate. I feel like Luffy should be the height of Eren. Maybe not. I mean, Attack on Titans, they do age, so they do get older, they do get toned, so I'll deal with it. We got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That's all you need to know about that. See, I got a fun one here. About 9. About 9 from Sonic Prime, everyone. 9. Goofy face forward. And a bit of Sonic. He did not fit in this frame anyway. fit anywhere, but I'll just put you right here. Sonic and Shadow. You're about to block on you. There we go. Characters from all shapes and sizes. And that will do it for our figure review of Eren Jaeger. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. And if you really like this video, consider subscribing where I have more videos like this, figure reviews, stop motions, and soon to be animations, this channel, and maybe a mix of gameplay here and there. In the comments below, who do you think out of this group right here, who would be the best scout that would practically make the Titans irrelevant? I gotta be honest, there is one outlier that is pretty broken, makes everyone look weak. One specific person that pales in comparison to anyone else. Alright, that's all for this video. See you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.